welcome to my YouTube channel. This is BNSF 6951, a Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is a model railroad channel, so if you enjoy watching scratch builds, layout updates, and rail fanning, and lots of other stuff that pertains to model railroading, this is the channel for you. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that bell. That'll give you a notification of any time I do a video or live stream. Anyhow, I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that is to give me the thumbs up. That will help my analytics with YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get going. First, a word from my sponsors. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Alright guys, I thought I'd have a little fun by myself here. I just got the bug to do a little switching operation. So today this is going to be job number 101. And it is called lumber facilities. And I'm going to put up in the right hand corner, sorry about that. I'm going to put up in the right hand corner the actual switch list that I made up. And it's how I do it. And there you go, it's up there. And you can see that we're going to be coming down the line here, and the crew decided to use the latter part of the switch list first, because the cars that they have to pick up from the two lumber facilities need to go back to Mobear's yard. So right now we're heading down the arrival departure track number 1, and we're going to set our cars out on departure track number 2. As you can see, I am using 2 cameras here, one before and one after, so you guys can get a pretty good look at what we're going to be doing. Anyhow, the first thing we're going to be doing excuse me, is picking up the cars for Builders Express. And I'll hang on a minute, I'll be right back. Alright guys, you can see our switch list for today is up there in the left hand corner, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick up all our setouts for the lumber facilities. First ones we're going to pick up are the 2 bulkhead flats that are on track number 3, and of course the brakeman or conductor, whatever you want to call him, has been sleeping this whole entire deal, because all he did was fall asleep and forget to throw turnouts. And you'll see that throughout the entire video. Anyhow, it was fun doing this by myself, but you know, like I say, doing the camera and doing the throttle and doing the turnouts is kind of tough to do by yourself. Now, I really don't know why that locomotive stopped there. I did do a test with that particular locomotive through all of those turnouts, and everything worked just fine. But you know how it goes. Once you put the camera on, everything messes up. Anyhow, we're going to head down the track right now. We're going to pick up those 2 bulkhead flats. They're Burlington Northern, and we're going to take them and set them out on arrival departure track number 2. And so we're out there and we got them hooked up and we're pulling forward, I think. There we go. And again, I don't know why the locomotive keeps stopping there. The track is clean. I used the mineral spirits. I got the inox on there. I got all kinds of stuff going on, and still has a problem. So we'll see. Anyhow, this is an SD40-2 and its number is 6951, of course. What'd you think? But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and take these cars and we're going to set them out, like I said, on arrival departure track. And these are 2 bulkhead flats loaded with lumber going to Builders Express. So we'll wait for him to make his maneuver. And hopefully the conductor has the turnout set for the right track. I don't know, he's been messing up pretty much through the entire through the entire video. Come on, we can do it. There you go. Anyhow, we're going to uncouple the cars here. We're going to put the 2 cars that we don't need back on the same track. And then we're going to fetch our next car, which is way over on track number 1. And that's going to be a BNSF 60-foot center beam car. So let's wait for him to finish this maneuver, and then we'll carry on from there. I did have, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I did have some issues where the turnouts weren't in the right position and locomotives jumped the track or the cars jumped the track. And I think I show one or two of those in this video. But other than that, it went pretty smooth. No cars derailed. Well, I knocked one car over actually. You'll see that here in a little while. So now we're going to head over to holding track number 1, and we're going to pick up the 60-foot BNSF center beam car, and that's also going to go to Builders Express. We're going to be picking up a total of 6 cars here. And I guess maybe I should leave the whatchamacallit up all the time, so you guys can see the cars that we're actually going to be picking up. Yeah, I'll put that back in after the voiceover is done. See, there you go. The conductor or brakeman fell asleep again. Wrong track there, Vincent. And if you guys look really close at the next turnout that we're going to go across, it's also set in the wrong position, and I don't see it. So again, we're going to hit the wrong track. I think this is the one where it does that. And again, like I said, I ran this locomotive through all of these turnouts, and everything worked just fine. Yep, we're going up the wrong track. Come on, conductor, wake up, man. Yeah. Give it a little tushy push. And here we go. Now we're going to set up for the right track. Here we go. I'm yelling at me. I had fun doing this, actually. It was pretty fun. So I think we hooked up. Are we hooked up? I think we are. My screen that I'm looking at right now is really small. And on these long shots, I really can't see what's happening. So we'll just have to wait for it to come forward. As you can see, we are pulling the tank car and the 60-foot center beam. And see, now it's all going backwards, but going frontwards, it's okay. What do you figure about that? I tell you, I think my layout is haunted. And there we're going to go, and now we're going to back down the same track. Hopefully, the brakeman or the conductor has it set up for the right way. Yeah, there we go. Very cool. Very cool. He did it right this time. Yay! All right, coupled up. Let's get that tank car back on the same track it came from, and then we'll proceed on to pick up 3 cars for Huttig Building Supplies. Now I did have problems right here earlier that I cut out of the video. It did derail right there. For some reason or another, that tank car does not like those turnouts. And I didn't look to see if it had body mounted couplers on it. Anyhow, so we're going to put him back on track 1, and I believe our next move is going to be on track 3. And we are going to hook up to the tankers that are already there, because those are going to be for future maneuvers. Alright, so that portion of the job is completed. Now we're going to head over and pick up 3 more center beams. And of course, they're all on different tracks. Like here we go right now. We're going to pick up, I think one we pick up here is a Burlington Northern with yellow ends on it. It doesn't make a difference what color the ends are. It's just I'm giving that as a reference because I have two Burlington Northerns that I'm going to be picking up. See, I knocked that car over back there. Oopsie. A lot of my box cars are not weighted, so that's going to get done sometime in the future. I'll be doing that. But right now, we're just going to complete this maneuver, and then we're going to put those two box cars back on the same track they just came out of. Come on back. Come on back. Easy, does it? Easy, easy. Kaboom. This locomotive does not have any of the CV set. It's I'm using it on running it on speed step number 1, but you can see it's pretty fast, and I don't have any control lower than speed step number 1, so it's kind of hard to do the coupling. But it works. This is probably one of my oldest locomotives that I've had in my fleet, and at one time it was numbered 6951 until they had a massive number change. And now a C40, ES44 C4 is wearing 6951, and that 6951 is an 1100 or 1000 series now. See, that's what I don't understand. Going one way, it works. Going backwards, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, we're going to leave those cars right there, and we're going to continue on with our work. And we are going to get the 2 more center beams, I believe, are on the track adjacent to the arrival departure track, which would be track number 3. Oops, there you go again, messed up. I love my SD40s. I also am going to leave most of the sound in there because the Jeep 38 and the Jeep 40 that are sitting over there on the left-hand side, the furthest most track before the concrete, I got that locomotive running, so it gives a little bit of a sound effect in the background. So I'm going to leave that in there. It did get kind of, I'll admit, it did get kind of annoying after a while, so I did turn it off. But for the first half of this, it was on. Alright, so we're approaching the next turnout, and hopefully the brakeman will get it right. And it looks like he did. And we're going to go ahead and push these 2 cars back there and hook up. Put the cars back that we don't need. And then we're going to do a run around and get on the front side of this train. Sometimes it's really hard to get that tool right in the right position to get it uncoupled. I'm seriously considering doing some magnets, but I'm not 100% sure because I think they would be taller than my track. And I don't intend to be cutting any wood out to accommodate magnets. Yeah, we're just going to leave those cars right about there. And we'll uncouple, and then, like I said, we'll do a run around to get around to get to the front of, or the back end of this train. And then once we do that, we'll head over to the lumber facilities, and we'll continue our work over there. Hey, he got them all right. Yay! This is where the second camera is going to come into play. Now this is the camera at the other end of the table catching the locomotive as it backs down the track. And then we'll keep it on this camera here for a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and hook up to our cars, and we're going to drag them on down to the lumber facilities. Now, let me tell you guys something. There is so many ways that you can do the operations at the lumber facilities. I just changed the positions of the camera now. So you can see the camera stand at the other end of this table. That's the camera I'm using, we'll be using with this set of series. And there you go. There's the other camera. I tried to get it where there was like no lapse between one camera and the other, but I'm not a professional, and I did the best I could. Anyhow, this is a Sunday afternoon, fictitiously, and there's no traffic on the P-line, so we're going to use up all the track to do our maneuvers here. And unfortunately, I could not get the camera any closer to see the switching I'm going to be doing here with just the locomotive. There's 3 switches that are right under the camera that will get me from one track to the other. And our goal right now is to get onto that 3rd track so we can go and pick up Builders Express. All right, this is the second maneuver. And now we'll be coming down that 3rd track and going all the way into Builders Express and picking up the cars that we need to pick up. And again, I'll put my fake work order up in one of the corners so you guys can see what actually we are doing. But right now we're heading down towards Builders Express, and I believe I'm going to have a camera change here. You see, I mean, it's crazy. Now this is my fault. This is my fault because the turnout wasn't correct. So it knocked the locomotive off, see? I yelled at myself. Oopsie! We're clear to go now. Yeah, see, I got the other camera going now so you can see the actual pickup. And again, I don't have very good control over the locomotive because the slowest speed is at go speed step 1. So there's the second camera again. So I keep switching back and forth between the cameras so you guys can get an idea of exactly what I'm doing, instead of having these long shots. So, like I said, sometimes it gets pretty difficult to uncouple, especially when the couplers are not the same companies, like AccuRail versus Microtrains or Lifelike versus Microtrains. A lot of my rolling stock does have Microtrains on them. But there are a few that do not. So now we're going to do the opposite switching, because now we need to get all the way over onto the track that scoots up where you see that Burlington boxcar down on the right-hand side, right above my logo. And so we're going to do some fancy switching over here to get that boxcar. This was a lot of work to put this video together using 2 cameras. I was going to do picture-in-picture, but I didn't have the camera set up too good for that. So that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So as you can see, we're backing down the track for Hutig Building Supplies. And there you go, crash. Probably broke, if that was real, probably broke a couple of couples on that one. Anyhow, we're going to come back out and we're going to stick him right in front of the 2 empty center beams. All right, the next thing is we're going to pull forward and do a crossover to get to the back end of the chain that we just dropped off on the siding or the main line, whatever you want to call it. And so now here, the conductor or brakeman fell asleep again. But actually, I don't think I really fell asleep. I think I was going to do this another way. But I decided not to. I decided to do it a different way. like I said, there's a couple different ways that you can actually do the switching in this area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all the way over, cross all the way over, and get in front of that train and pull the first 3 cars, and we're going to put him back in Hutig. See, I made a mistake again. Come on, Vinny, get it together. Anyhow, as you can see, well, as you can't see, we're backing up to the train, and we're going to pull the first 3 cars out, and we're going to cross over all of those turnouts again and push this train back into Hutig. I should have a camera change here, I think. Maybe not. I don't remember. Or maybe so. There you go. Again, I forgot to do the turnout. Like I said, it does get kind of confusing. Now you see, I'm banging on the table there because there's an electrical problem. Or I actually think the locomotive was starting to give out on me for some reason or another, because it ran fine all the way up to this point. And you saw earlier that I went across those turnouts with no problem. Anyhow, Hutig is spotted. Now we're going to go around and get behind this train and do all the crossovers again to push him into Builders Express. Oops. You see? Boy, oh boy. If this is a real job, I would have got fired a long time ago. Like I said, right under the camera, you can see one of them, but there's 3 turnouts there. And so we're going to grab these cars to go back through all of these turnouts. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We're going to take the empties and we're going to move them over. I was going to use the empties and connect to the back of the 3 cars I need to shove, but I'm not too happy with the way these cars are working because of the weight and so on and so forth. So I decided to do this. I'm going to take these 3 cars and I'm going to put them on the track that the locomotive was just on, and I'm going to push them all the way forward so I have enough room to do the maneuvers with the 3 cars I need to set out. Sounds complicated, but like I said, if the cars were weighted a bit better, I would have taken them and just put them in the back of this train and pushed it and shoved them in. But there's just too many crossovers for me to do with 6 cars, so I decided just to do 3. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. Anyhow, you'll see it come back down on the second track there, and we're going to push them as far forward as we can. And then once we do that, we'll come back and get the 3 cars we need to set out. But we're going to use the same track that we're on now to actually make the maneuvers we need to make. So that's why I'm pushing those cars as far forward as I can, so I have enough room to do what I need to do. Okay, now we're going to come back. We're going to hook up to these cars, the bulkhead flat, the 2 bulkhead flats in the center beam, and we're going to do a 3 turnout crossover. And there's going to be 1. And then once we get clear of the turnout you can't see, we'll shove it forward again. And that 60-foot Caboose Hobbies center beam, I have lots of problems with that car. It doesn't like to stay on the track at all. But today I got lucky. It's doing pretty good. Alright, so now once we get clear of the turnout that you cannot see, we're going to back him up and go on to that 3rd track and shove him all the way into Builders Express. Maybe I should hook up a third camera. I need to redo a lot of scenery here. You can see pretty much all the ground cover has come up. And yeah, this is going to be the last move as far as setting out the cars. Then we need to go get the cars that we parked on the track further down, and we're going to shove him all the way back to Mobest yard. Alright, we're going to be spotted there at Builders Express. I should have had the other camera. Actually, I think the SD card got full on that camera. That's why it wasn't recording that part. Alright, so now we're going to come out and do a couple quick maneuvers, get behind those empties and shove them into Mobest yard. Anyhow, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.